Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to take a journey into the past. Ooh. Ooh. So I first started watching BookTube back in around late 2015, early 2016. And in January 2016, we had a giant blizzard on the East Coast where a lot of us were trapped in our houses for like a week. And I was trapped in my house for like a week. So I decided to start a BookTube channel. As you can probably guess, based on my first video on this channel, I tend to start big ambitious projects when I'm really truly bored. So at that point in time, being snowed in for like a week and a half, something like that, there was a lot of snow days that winter, was like training grounds for quarantine. So yeah, because I started watching BookTube, I kind of fell into that trap a lot of people fall into when they first get into BookTube, and that's the massive over consumerism when it comes to buying books. I've kind of avoided that this time around because I think I got it out of my system and I don't really have any need to constantly buy books. Plus I live so close to the library, so there's that too. That's why you don't really see book hauls on my channel. But once upon a time on my old channel, which is now private and you can't view it because the video quality is like terrible, so I wouldn't want you to view those videos anyways. I did several book hauls. I did one book haul that was about 20 minutes long, and then I did two additional book hauls that were about 12 minutes each. So what we're going to do through 2021 is we are going to analyze and see what I have read and what I haven't read from those book hauls and read them. Now I want to say this right now, not that I think anybody would go off in my comments and say, oh my god, what a waste of money, consumerist, but most of these books I have not read. Most of the books behind me I have not read. I know I had a consumerism problem when it came to books. I don't need that reiterated down in the comments. I don't recommend spending like I did. Don't recommend it at all, and that's why I don't do it anymore. But at one point I did, and you know what? It's good content. Let's go back and see what we got going on. So as I said, I have 3 haul videos on my old channel. And what we're going to do is we're going to break them up throughout 2021. So we're going to watch the first one, which is the longest one. It's called Massive Book Haul, 30 Plus Books. And I'm going to give myself 6 months to read those. And in July, we'll come back, we'll see how I did, and we will watch the next video, which is about 12 minutes long. I don't know how many books are in there, but I'm going to assume since it's half the time of this video, I at least had the common sense to like not haul so many books in that video. And then I'll have 3 months to read those books. And then in October, we'll come back and we'll watch the last video. And I'll have 3 months to read those books. So, like I said, a lot of these books are probably going to fall into the TBR pile, to be read. I doubt I've unhauled any of these books, but that might be an option. And I am going to say only a few of these I've actually read. Because again, consumerism. So let's start. So I'm not looking forward to hearing my voice or watching myself, but you know, what you gonna do, I guess. Hi, I'm Michelle, and today I have a book haul for you all. a very big book haul because I've accumulated this over Christmas and over the month of January. So I'm going to get started into it. The first few books I got from Target, which is a great place to get books. I got Orphan Train by Christine Baker Klein.
I have not read that.
And it's a historical.
All right, that's our first to be read.
Hopefully gonna get into it. The next book I have is The Lake House by Kate Morton. And again, this was another book club selection. I actually don't know what it's really about.
It's over here. Yeah, and you can see I got it from Target, but I got it 30% off. So
yeah, that one goes. And then I also picked up Passenger, which you probably have seen all over BookTube. It's like the book of the month. And it's a time traveling novel, and I haven't really.
So in like I said, this was like all over the place that year. I think it was one of the most sought after arcs or something, and yeah, I picked it up because of BookTube hype.
But it should be interesting. Next, I'm reading Like It's Last Year. I picked up The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. It's a thriller novel in the style of Gone Girl, supposedly. Which,
well done, thriller. I got it from Sheet. I got it 30% off from Target, but I only picked it up because, again, it was a well-known thriller. And like, even though they're like 30 and 20% off, they're still not cheap books. It's not like they're book outlet books, you know? So I'm just like looking at it going like, man, you spent a pretty decent amount of money for something you never actually sat down and read.
the first 3 books I got because I either had the companion novel because a publisher gave it to me, or I just knew I wanted the whole set. So, first book I have is The Secret of Life and Death by Rebecca Alexander.
Yeah. I have both books. I have The Secrets of Life and Death, and I have The Secrets of Blood and Bone. And I think they were just like detective books. I don't know what these are about. Like I mentioned, I actually got this to review, and I didn't want to review it without reading the first book. And then I never read either book because I'm a terrible person like that.
To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han.
Okay.
I've heard
Wait,
really
I have
good
actually read
things
that.
about this.
So I've read this. I've read one so far. Woohoo!
And then I also picked up Vivian Apple Needs a Miracle by Katie Coyle.
So yeah, so I have both. I have the book I hauled, which is Vivian Apple Needs a Miracle, and I have the first book in this series, which is Vivian Apple at the End of the World. And I kind of knew the author, like we internet knew each other, so I really wanted this, and I really wanted this because I wanted to support her, and then I just never read them.
Books I picked up simply because I really like the covers and I've heard such great things about them, and that is The Giver Quartet. I actually have never read The Giver. It wasn't required reading for me growing up, and I've just kind of avoided it so far.
Of The Giver, we have Gathering Blue, we have Messenger, and we have Sun. And I've read none of these. And you might be like, so why did you buy these if you weren't going to read any of them? And the thing was, during that period in my life, I have always gone through burst. I've always gone through periods of deep depression, and this period in my life was one of them. I was at a job I wasn't happy with. I was struggling a lot in my personal life, not just professionally.
And so I spent money on things thinking that would make me happy, but I was still way too depressed to actually sit down and enjoy what I purchased, you know? So that's why. And when I eventually did pull myself out of it, I just never went back because I was buying other books to read, or I was just out of the habit of reading, you know? So this is all a reflection of a time period where I wasn't happy with myself, and I'm not proud of the fact that I haven't read any of these books except for one so far, but that's why we're doing this video, is to try to rectify that. And that is why I strive in my day-to-day now, despite still struggling with ongoing depression, to make smarter choices. So for example, I get more of my books from the library now, because if I can't manage to read them because I'm in a period where the only thing I can be productive with is the bare minimum that I have to do to get by, at least I'm not spending 10 to 15 bucks on a book. I'm spending like no money on a book, and I'm just letting it sit on my coffee table for a certain period of time. So I know this looks like a big old yikes, but there are reasons for why it's a big old yikes, if that makes sense.
TBR. Where They Found Her by Kimberly McWright. I
unhauled this one or not, because I might have actually unhauled this, because I don't mind buying used books because it's a little bit cheaper, but I don't like buying used library books because of the weird plastic wrapping. I mean, I guess I could technically just take it off, because I can just take off the tape. Maybe I'll just do that. Either way, it's on my to be read list.
Get to it pretty soon. Girls in White Dresses by Jennifer Close. This was kind of one of the, of course, The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey, which I picked up because of book club, and I've already started reading. It's about,
that is my first unhaul. I have unhauled that book.
The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. This was my favorite read that I read last year, and I try to pick up actual physical copies of my favorite reads.
I got that book from the library, read it, really enjoyed it, and I purchased it, which is what you should do. That should be like the natural trajectory.
The Neverlist by Koti Zan. I picked this one up.
Have not read it, so gigs. I'm up to 15 that I have to read in 6 months.
Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ning. This is about a family whose daughter passes away and how they try to... Aristotle and Dante Discover the Universe by Benjamin Alaire-Sanis, I think is how you said it. And look at...
So these 3 books, I picked them up because of BookTube. The Tube talked about them, especially this one. I feel like this one was like the darling of BookTube for a while.
Americana by Amanda Nindinsey.
I'm actually kind of embarrassed about this one.
I said that right.
Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed about this one because I actually picked this up because I wanted to read it. And I never did.
The Royal We by Heather Cox and Jessica Morgan.
I actually did try to read this. I think I only made it 20 pages in and I lost interest. I think even just starting to read it, I kind of realized that this book is longer than it needs to be. But again, I tried to read this like 4 years ago. So, willing to try and see if it gets any better.
The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I really like Hannah's books.
So Kristen Hanna has written 2 books that I loved, and I wanted to get my hands on everything she's written. And this had just come out and there was so much hype for it, and I was like, I love historical fiction. I love Christina Hanna. I love studying World War II. This is perfect for me. And I never read it.
Secrets of a Charmed Life by Susan Menser. I read A Fall of Miracles.
So I read, this is kind of the same thing with Kristen Hanna, where I read a book by this author, Fall of Miracles, which was historical fiction. And I know this is historical fiction as well, and I love historical fiction, and I really enjoyed something by this author, so might as well pick it up.
8,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. This is one of my favorite books of all time. It's about 2 women in Afghanistan.
I love it so much. I haven't read anything else by him, although I do have one of his other books on my unread shelf, but I just love that book. I feel like I should reread it, but I'm afraid that if I do, I might not love it as much as I did, you know?
Adulting by Kelly Williams Brown. It's basically...
Okay. This isn't a book in like a traditional sense. It's, I don't know how to call it. I guess self-help is the best way to describe it, but I had it up there with my anthologies for some reason, so I don't know, but this should be easy to knock out really quick though.
The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Stedman. This is
I haven't read it. Popular book, and I recognized the title, so I picked it up.
At the Water's Edge by Sarah Gruen? The lady who wrote Water for Elephants, basically.
Much like the Kristen Hanna and the Susan Menser, I read Water for Elephants. I really liked it. I like historical fiction, so I picked up another one of her books because it was historical fiction.
Infandus by Lena K. Arnold.
Oop. I've read about half of this, lost interest and gave up, but it's actually really short, so should be able to knock this out really fast. I think it's actually the shortest book I have on my shelves.
Graduates in Wonderland by Jessica Pan and Rachel Cap-L-K Dale.
No.
The Mare by Mary Catskill.
Picked it up because it was about a horse. Because I'm still a preteen apparently, and I like me a horse book.
Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel.
Got it because of BookTube.
You know, Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Again, this probably doesn't need much explanation because it's really famous around BookTube.
I still have it though. Again, picked this up because BookTube kept talking about it.
All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, and I
picked it up because it won the Pulitzer. I think she said that was the last one, but let me double check. Or she said, I think past Michelle said that was the last one, but let me see. Okay, so that is it. So final tally, I have read 3. I've unhauled 1, and I have to read 30 books in 6 months. So if you want to follow up with me in 6 months, you should subscribe. You should hit that little bell for notification. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. All my other links to things are down below, my Goodreads, my Instagram, and my Twitter. And yeah, wish me luck, I guess.